Hey everybody, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. And today we're going to be previewing the first test between South Africa and Bangladesh, which kicks off obviously on Monday. It's going to be a very interesting clash because we are going to be facing a team that is very familiar with their conditions. That's something that we're going to have to get over. We're going to have to learn how to adapt. And if you listen to what the coach had to say, the batting coach Ashwell Prince had to say in his press conference, which is live on this channel, and you can go and watch it. Then you'll get to know that that's going to be the main aspect of the game that they're going to have to focus on. I'm bringing you this preview today because we've got a jam-packed weekend. We've got the final of the Women's World Cup that's happening tomorrow against New Zealand. So we're probably going to do a review show after that game, and we won't be able to have time before the 5:30 a.m. start time for the test on Monday morning. So I had to bring it to you today on a Saturday. And I know that most of you guys probably won't join in live. You'll probably watch this on the rewatch, but that's okay. I just need to get some of my points across about this test series, about this test match for you guys heading into this particular series because it's such an important one for South Africa. It's such an important one for this team, for their progression, and etc. and all of those type of things. So I'm looking forward to discussing this with you guys. And for the ones that are joining live, let me know what you think about this in the live chat. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Also, smash the like button, comment, and share. And when this video has finished streaming, please go and comment in the comment section below. It really helps the video spread far and wide on YouTube, and it really will help us out a hell of a lot. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's preview. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine, and this is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid Moedin, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the first test between South Africa and Bangladesh. It's going to be a very interesting clash, very important for South Africa's fight for the Test Championship final that they're trying to be a part of. They're obviously going to be trying to get themselves into contention for that Test Championship. And we are going to obviously be playing two tests in Bangladesh, and the first one's coming up on Monday, 5:30 a.m. And it's a early rise for us guys, and it will probably be an early review show for us as well on the channel. The first match obviously going to be in Mirpur, and what we do know is that there are a couple of things that we need to update everybody on. If you haven't been following the shows recently, you would probably not know about the changes in the squad. Now, Temba Bavuma is unavailable for the first test. So the new squad is as follows: Aiden Markram as captain, Tony DeZorzi, David Bedingham, Dewald Brevis, Tristan Stubbs, Kyle Verreynne, Matthew Bretsky, Ryan Rickleton, Vian Mulder, Senator Mutusami, Keshav Maharaj, Dane Pitt, Kagiso Rabada, Lungingidi, and Dane Patterson. Obviously, Nandre Berger has been ruled out for the season, so it's such a shame that he's out of that. He's out of the SA20. He's out for Western Province, and all of those things are really sad for me as a fan of Nandre Berger and someone that has been following his career closely. But Lungi is coming into the mix with regards to that. The main thing for me is going to be the conditions. And Ashwell Prince recently said in a press conference, which is on the channel right now, he said the key thing, whether you're playing in conditions you're used to or unaccustomed to, is to spend time at the crease and get used to what's in front of you. Yes, there's not a lot of experience in our batting lineup in these conditions, but even for young guys in South Africa, after 3 or 4 years, you've played all over the country and learn how to play on different surfaces. It's about adapting and adjusting, and this will be no different. There is another opportunity for these guys to tick off playing in different country with different conditions. Being adaptable is the biggest word in cricket, and I 100% agree. I've always wanted South Africa to have a more adaptable approach to their game plan, to the way they want to play cricket. I'm not for these brands of cricket. I'm all about adaptability within cricket. If we can teach our youngsters to be able to adapt to different conditions, that is the key to winning matches, I feel, because that means that they can go attacking, go defensive, be more conservative if they need to, and they can also strike a balance if they need to do so too. So, being able to use your skills and your strengths according to what the conditions dictate, that's a skill that I feel any youngster needs to learn when they're playing domestic cricket, when they're coming into through the system. That should be their priority, is learning how to read conditions. That should be their first priority, not adding attacking shots to their arsenal, learning how to dull scoop, learning how to reverse sweep, and all these things. What they should be learning is how to take what they know and use it according to what is on display on that wicket, on that strip, in the conditions that they're facing at that particular time. And that's going to be key to the series, I feel. We have a lot of younger guys in the squad. From what Coach Shukri already spoke about in his press conference, which is also up on the channel, we did a reaction to his press conference. You guys can watch the whole full video on the channel. It is available to you guys, where we reacted to everything that Coach Shukri had to say. And what came out of there is that he definitely spoke about within a three and within a two, Vian Mulder is probably going to play. If they play two seamers or they play three seamers, he will definitely probably play in this match as the number 7 in this team. So already we know one position that's probably going to be taken already. Then when it comes to Temba Bavuma, we know that Temba Bavuma is going to need to be replaced. And we know that we are lacking a left-hander in the middle order. And that tells me that Coach Shukri highlighted that, and he said that we're going to have to find a way to fix that, and we're going to have to play a left-hander there. So it's most likely that they will see someone like Ryan Rickleton play in the middle order of this particular team. Either that's 5 in this particular lineup. So we could see everybody else shift up. David Bedingham can shift up. Tristan Stubbs is obviously number 3. So we can see that happening, and Ryan slotting in at 5. But we also have the option of Senator Mutasami. We mustn't forget that he is in this team for his batting more than his bowling, in my opinion. His ability with the bat is the reason that he was selected for this particular squad. Adding that batting depth, plus being able to take the pressure off Keshav Maharaj with regards to his spinning ability. He has left arm spin. So we are trying to cover all our bases, and I think this team bases are all covered, in my opinion. I think they have a very well balanced side with a combination of players that can play spin as well. So I'm feeling pretty confident heading into this. The big news from Bangladesh side is that Shakib Al Hassan is going to be missing the first test. That was a big blow, I felt, for Bangladesh. It's his final test. It's kind of his send-off test for him, as he's reaching the end of his career. And he doesn't want to be going back to Bangladesh because there are some issues regarding him and the reception that he might receive. So for safety reasons, he's not taking the trip to this particular venue. That means that South Africa, in my opinion, probably are going to have a little bit of an advantage in that regard, at least, particularly with regards to Shakib, because he is a fantastic player and fantastic all-rounder, and he has the ability to be able to change a game single-handedly. So both South Africa and Bangladesh missing 2 key players in their lineup and in their squad. So that kind of levels it out, I feel, in a way. So we'll have to wait and see what we're going to do with regards to the team lineup, etc. That's going to be key. It's going to be a key factor for South Africa. Just to read you out a little bit more about Shakib and what is going down there. It was reported on Cricinfo. In what could be the end of an illustrious test career for Shakib Al Hassan, the all-rounder has had to make himself unavailable for the first test against South Africa. He was unable to make it in Dhaka while traveling from New York earlier this week. Shakib has replaced by uncapped left-arm spinner Hassan Murad for the first test starting October 21 in Dhaka, which is supposed to be his farewell test. Shakib, who was traveling from New York to Dhaka, was asked to wait while in transit in Dubai on Wednesday, had expressed uncertainty around returning home because of protests against him in Dhaka amid a political unrest. Shakib was initially included in the test squad, and it was supposed to be his farewell game at home. He had said on tour of India last month. Shakib has not been able to return home in Bangladesh ever since the Awami League's government resigned after 15 years in early August. Shakib, an MP with the Awami League, was already in Canada at the time for the Global T20 Canada and has not been to his home country since then. He flew to Pakistan for the two test series Bangladesh won. He went to the UK to play one first class game for Surrey in the county championship in September before going to India for the two tests. Unable to return home because of ongoing safety issues, he went to New York, where he currently stays. Shakib has been named among 147 people in the FIR for an alleged murder during the unrest. Murad, 23, has taken 136 wickets in 30 first-class matches since his debut in 2021 and has already played two T20Is in the Asian Games last year. We have been informed that Shakib is unavailable for the first test. Chairman of BCB's National Selection Panel, Ghazi Ashraf Hussain, said in his press release. He's at the end of his test career, but along with his experience, we still do not have someone of that caliber with both bat and ball to replace him. However, Hassan Murad has performed consistently in first-class cricket and has been in our system. He will lend balance to our bowling, especially in home conditions. We believe he is the potential to deliver at this level. The second test between Bangladesh and South Africa will be played in Chattogram from October 29, where I think probably um, Shakib will be available. So, a lot of buzz around this game, a lot of interest around this game from a South African standpoint. I want us team to win this match. I believe we can win this match. I think that this camp before the test series, having it in South Africa, changing the pitches up so that they can try and emulate different types of conditions that they probably will face in Bangladesh. The conversations that Coach Shukri had with the likes of Russell Domingo, who was the former Bangladesh coach, and also having Ashwell Prince in the mix, who was the batting coach for Bangladesh, gives South Africa, in my opinion, a lot of information that they can use. Now, I hope that that doesn't overflood their brain with information. I hope that that doesn't cost them a little bit from that perspective. I hope that it's not over information overload. I believe that the players in this squad naturally have the ability to be able to deal with these conditions. I do feel, though, that they're going to have to learn about these conditions quickly and learn to adapt their game. I don't mind them taking some time to get an assessment of the wicket and try to understand what is on offer. If we bat first, that will be obviously a lot more difficult. But if we bat second, there shouldn't be too many excuses because they would have seen how the pitch is operating and how the ball is moving on the surface. I think we have the right combinations here, and we should be able to give Bangladesh a proper run for their money. Okay, so let's get into the live chat and see what you guys have had to say. Ikram says, Road to Lords WTC final continues. Clock says, good Saturday afternoon, Khalid and everyone. Test cricket is back. Red ball cricket is back on the screen. We're spoiled at the moment. Proteas are back in red ball cricket. Looking forward to seeing how Tristan gets on at 3 again in spin conditions and how he uses his experience in the A Tour where he scored a ton in Sri Lanka. 100%. Tristan, big player for South Africa now, I feel. I think he's now understands probably that he is one of the main players in the side and how important his role is in the squad. Alja the man says probably the team: Markram, Dezorzi, Stubbs, Bellingham, Rickleton, Verena, Mulder, Maharaj, Rabada, Pitt, and Giri. I can see that happening 100%. I think that will probably be the lineup. Ikram says, let's not forget about Mehdi Hassan Miraz, he is another good player for Bangladesh, 100%. There are quite a few players that in Bangladesh's side that we need to look out for. It's not going to be an easy task. I'm not by any means um, underestimating the ability of Bangladesh. They're in their own conditions, so they are going to be in the driving seat. I feel from the start of this match, the understanding of the wickets, the players that they will probably be selecting will be suiting that, and they'll have a better understanding of making those matchups. So we're going to have to be very cautious. We're going to have to play our best cricket that we possibly can on this tour. That's going to be the case here. We cannot we need to be 100% focused, and we need to concentrate, and we need to make sure that we are patient. We don't need to rush things. We don't need to try and play unnecessary shots to get runs. I don't want to see this team get bogged down if they face a couple of dot deliveries or leave a couple, or if a ball goes past the edge. I don't want to see any nervousness. They need to just keep their focus, look at every ball as a new delivery, put the previous delivery at the back of their minds, and just look at every delivery with fresh pair of eyes. Kind of try not to think too much about what happened in the past with regards to a delivery. Only think about the ball that they're facing at that particular time. I don't think they need to worry too much about those other things. Clock says from a batting point of view, we should be okay. We've got 2, 3 who are relatively comfortable against spin. My worry is not having at least one extra pace bowler who clicks 145 on a slow pitch. Yeah, that can be an issue. But I do feel that Lungis can up his pace a little bit, and I think Kagiso can too. I think this pitch is going to be more about skill and being able to utilize the conditions as best as possible rather than the pace. I think that's going to be the key for South Africa, is how they utilize the skills that they have and how they exploit the pitch as best as possible. And I do think that if the pitch is going to spin, of course, Maharaj is going to play a massive role. He's going to bowl majority of the overs anyway. LJ says Rickleton, Zorzi, Stubbs, Varane and Mulder should step up with the bat 100%. Clock says, is Tony Zorzi fit enough to play, or does Matthew have a chance to open? I think Tony's fit to play. We haven't heard anything from the camp to say that Tony isn't fit. So I'm going to assume that he is fit. So the possibility of Matthew playing might be slimmer. Um, it's most likely LJ's team that will play. If I had to look at the unit and to see who's available, that's most likely who will play on a wicket that is turning and is conducive to it. But I do think Coach Shukri is a type of coach that will make the adaptations according to what the conditions presents to him. He's not a person that picks on sentiment, in my opinion. He's going to pick the best players that he can on the day for the conditions that are available, and then communicate with the team on why he selected the players that he did. Ekram says this tour could also assist this team in getting experience for the next year test tour for Pakistan and India at around the same time next year. Aljay says, my team, I like that comment, Khalid. Yeah, your team. Yeah, it's a good team. I probably would have gone with the same 11 if I'm going to have to pick from the squad. That will probably be my 11 too. So I that's where I'm leaning towards with regard to this test team. And yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens on Monday morning. I'm gonna get up early for that, of course. I'll be up for the toss 5 o'clock, and then we'll be covering the games as well, uh, doing our match reports as well as the reviews after the game day's play has ended. You know that with these games, with matches, when we cover them, we do our reviews most of the time directly after the game as the day has completed or the day's play has completed. So please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell so that you can get notified on when we go live. I don't always get around to promoting the show before a live show like this for reviews, because um, I don't know sometimes when the games are going to end, and we don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it could rain, and sometimes things can interfere with matches, and particularly in white ball games or T20 white ball games, You don't know when a match is really going to end. Test matches we can predict it a little bit more, so you probably will see the image go up on Facebook and on Instagram with a link to the show. But it's better if you just click that notification bell to get notified, because you will get that email as well as a notification on the YouTube app for when we do go live. So yeah, I think we've covered everything. I spoke about what the main point is with regards to this, when it comes to what we need to focus on. But I think Ashwell Prince's words obviously speak a lot. Um, he was asked about the series from his batters, from a batting perspective. He said, for the guys to build big partnerships, we need to, we've spoken amongst ourselves. When two guys are in and going nicely, they need to capitalize and make it count. Having the right mentality will be key to overcome the conditions and allow oneself some time and then go big. So Coach Ashwell is really starting to take what he learned in his career from the mistakes he made in the past, and what he did well in the past. Is using that knowledge as a coach, as a player, to give these players the most amount of information that they possibly can to take their game to the next level. And I'm so happy that he's with the team, because I really rate him as a batting coach. Clark says, big opportunity for Ryan to make a statement to stay in the team, and I think 5 is a comfortable position for him to bat. Ikram says, is this game going to be broadcasted on YouTube like the current Pakistan versus England series, or on Supersport? It's going to be on Supersport, definitely. I don't know about YouTube. I don't know if Bangladesh has the rights or whatever to be able to broadcast it on YouTube or not. Perhaps maybe they will do so, but I know definitely it will be on Supersport. There's no doubt about that. But anyway, guys, I did a quick short preview for you guys today. I have a lot of things to get on to do now this afternoon, but I thought I needed to bring you a preview before my day gets too busy, and then there's no time to do it. And especially with the women in a final of the T20 World Cup, there's not going to be another time to shoot this preview. So I had to do it this afternoon and try and give you guys the best possible show that I can, and bring you the information that I have. There's a Keshav Maharaj press conference also on the channel. I did upload it as well. You guys can go watch that there to get more information. If we get the word from the captain as a pre-match press conference before this test, I will try and upload it as well onto the channel as soon as possible. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for coming on the show on a quick notice, and subscribe and click the notification bell. But thank you for also getting involved with the live chat, the guys that have tuned in. For the guys that are watching this on the repeat, please get involved and let me know what your squads are. Let me know, what your 11s are, who you'd like to see play, and what you think about this particular game coming up. And who do you think is going to be key players, etc. Put it in the comment section after this video has ended. For the guys, obviously, that are watching it later, you can comment below and let me know what you think about this game. Yeah, Premier League is back. Nightmare that these Manchester United is back. Yeah, I hope that they don't spoil my whole weekend. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys very soon with another review show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace out, everyone.